I wasn't expecting company, but if you stay out of the shrubs and flower beds, you can stay.
Give them a wave, Pops, now that you've invited them in. We're two old guys who enjoy playing sandbox and survival games together. I'm Uncle Craig. Go ahead and sit down. Let's visit for a while.
We're going to launch our game from CurseForge, and we're going to use, again, the Optimization Plus Shaders FPS Boost and QOL mod pack by Rose ACDS. Really like this mod pack, and I think it's good for this type of playthrough. CurseForge has started the Minecraft launcher, and we're confirmed that we're using that mod pack, and it's for Minecraft 1.20.1. 1.20.6 is out, but again, in weighing the benefits of both, I prefer using this mod pack for this type of playthrough. So we'll click play to start our game. And the launcher has started an instance of Minecraft. Let's go to single player, is where we want to go. And we're going to give this world a name, getting started, and we're going to accept all the defaults and create world. Right now what it's doing is rendering all the biomes in the right places based on the random seed that it chose. And based on that same seed, it also affects terrain levels and where we get spawned in. This is always pretty interesting for me. I like this part, because you never know where you're going to drop in. We are facing, well, over here is east, where the sun is rising, so we're obviously facing south. And there's west, and here's north. So kind of a neat area we're in. Snowy, it's a little different. And it looks like it might have dropped us right on the top of a tree, which is unusual, but it's fortuitous. So in this game, if you hold down the left button, you punch whatever's under you and usually destroy it. In this case, it'll be snow. And then we're going to get through some leaves, and now we're at some wood, which is what we were looking for anyway. So I'm going to punch this wood till I break off a log, and you can see it put it in our inventory. We're going to break another one, and we'll just get all the wood from this spruce tree. And spruce is tall, so we're actually going to get a significant amount of wood just from this first tree, which is nice. And then we're going to dig a hole right here, since this is where it has us starting. And this is going to be where our mineshaft is. So let me switch to the dirt, and by scrolling my middle mouse button, my scroll wheel, I'm going to right click with the dirt in my hand. It'll place it there for me, and that's where we're going to start. First, we need to get some tools and such, and get ourselves going here. So I'm going to fell one more tree, log one more tree, I should say. And I think this one is going to be a bit tall for us. So I'm going to log that one, but I'm going to leave this one on the bottom and step up on it. And we will log out as much as we can here without an axe. There we go. We got it. We're good. Got a good amount of wood now. Look at that. We even got one level lower than that. And you can see that once the trunk is gone, the leaves start dropping off the tree, and they drop all sorts of things, whether it's sticks, or on some trees you'll get apples, and you'll get saplings as well. So we're going to start here by going into our inventory, pressing E, and along the bottom of the inventory is our quick bar. You can see if I move this around here, it moves it on my quick bar. So that's how you can position things in your quick bar. Then you have 27 slots here, 3 rows of 9, which can hold up to 27 individual stacks of items. Then over here you have the armor you're currently wearing. We're not wearing any. And your offhand item, which could be a shield or some other tool or weapon. This is to get to our recipe book, which we'll look at in a moment. This is your recipe area. You put things here in specific positions, and it will tell you here what you would make from that combination. Let's click the recipe book to see what we're talking about. Here in the recipe book, I can go through the different pages, and right now we don't have much available for one thing, and our recipe area is so small we don't have many things that we can create with that, but we can create spruce planks. In the recipe book, if I left click the spruce planks, it will then load my recipe with what I have in my inventory that can make that. So 1 spruce log, which will produce 4 spruce planks. I want to use a little more than half of my logs for that, so I'm going to click this about 6 more times. Okay, let's do 7, so 7 times. And so it's loaded it up, and if I left click the planks, I get the 1 batch of them. Or I can shift click, left click, and it will create as many as I can using those logs that are there. So I got 28 total now. I don't use a recipe book very often. It takes up a lot of screen space, and it's unnecessary once you learn the recipe, so I'm going to close that. And what we're going to do right now is make a crafting table. I'm going to grab the stack by left-clicking it, and over here I'm going to right-button drag across all 4 slots of the recipe, and there I get a crafting table. So I'm going to shift-click and get my crafting table. And the first thing we're going to do is put that crafting table down. So I press Escape to get out of the personal inventory, right-click when I have the crafting table in my hand, and then pointing at the crafting table, right-click, and now I get this view with a much bigger recipe area. So if you look at the recipe book here, you'll see I can make a lot more now with this space that I have than I could before. We're not going to use that recipe book now, but this is a nice way for you as you're starting out to figure out how to create the different things that you're going to see us create here. I'm going to right-click to get half the stack, left button drag across these 2 recipe slots, and left drag separates an equal amount of the stack across however many of slots that you drag over. So we got 2 slots, so we can make sticks out of that. I'm going to shift left-click to get all of them. And then what I'm going to do, I think we have enough to make all of our tools, I hope. So first we're going to make ourselves a sword. So, left click here to get the stack, place it there, left click to get this stack, and I'm going to left drag like that to get a sword. And then what I'm going to do is right click to get half the stack, separate them like that, and I'm going to get first an axe. So now I've got my axe, and I think that would go right about there. So now what I'm going to do is something interesting. I'm going to grab this whole stack, and I'm going to left click here so that we'll be able to make a shovel. I'm going to right drag across this direction, and now we can make a hoe, and starting from this slot, I'm going to right drag across the other way. And so if I pick up the pickaxe, I still have enough left in there to make my wooden hoe, and I have enough in there to make my wooden shovel, and now I have my 1 weapon and my 4 tools that I'm going to use to get started. So I'm going to press Escape to get out of the crafting table, and then I use an axe to, you would think destroy it, but really just detaches it from the ground, and because I was nearby, it popped it in my inventory. I'm going to grab these saplings that dropped, and we'll grab those, but now my goal is to collect a half stack or 32 logs. We'll start right here. We'll take the trees that are nearest this area first. And scrolling to the axe in my quick bar, I then point at the logs that I want to cut and hold the left button. There we go. We got to the top of that tree. And we have those. That's 13. Let's grab this one here. This one might be pretty tall. We'll find out here. Jump up on that bottom log. Yep, we got that one. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's go over to these that are nearby as well. I like the ambient sounds in this mod pack. You can hear the crows in the background and the wind. Makes the game very interesting. There we got 23. Still need quite a few more. I think this have all been spruce. I'm going to check my inventory here. Yeah, they've all been spruce so far. Get rid of this one. Jump up here. We may not be able to get to the top of this particular tree. Okay, so the way I deal with this is I scroll to the logs, pointing down at my feet. I hold the left button while I jump, and it automatically just places a block underneath me. Now I'm high enough, I should be able to get to the top of this tree. Yep. And then we'll just log our way back down again. And now we have at least 32 blocks. Yep, exactly. All right, so let's go back over to our hole, and we actually are in a good spot here. That's our hole. I'm going to, let me get this sapling here. I'm going to place my crafting table here. And we're going to make a few things. So I'm going to right-click this stack, drop half of it here, and take all the planks I can get from it. I'm going to take this whole stack of planks, left drag it here to make all of them into sticks. We will use those up. I'm going to take half this stack of logs and make another set of planks for ourselves so we have them. And the one thing I'm going to make is a trap door. So we're going to drag across the bottom 6 rows and grab trap doors. And then I'm going to make some ladders. And so we're going to take this stack of 64 and left drag an H. And then grab this stack of 64, do the same thing. And that will actually give us 54 ladders. And we're going to use those quite a bit. So let's get started here. I'm going to take my axe and pick up my crafting table. And we're going to first place the trap door. So I'm going to place it right here. And then I'm going to crouch next to this, grab my shovel, and dig down 4 blocks. Unless I hit stone, then I'm going to switch to my pickaxe and get the rest of it. That's 4 blocks deep. If I drop down in there, I'll get hurt, unless I happen to have a ladder there. So because we have ladders, if we drop, we'll actually just climb down the ladder gently. And I'm going to right-click the trap door to close it.